I'm Eric Singer, Gazette.com, and this is Between the Lines, but we're focusing on the fights, specifically the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, which is a huge thriller coming up this weekend. And joining me now is fight experts Rob Johnson and, of course, Scott Kaniewski. Both are with the Gazette. All right, let's talk about it. Mayweather versus Pacquiao. First, Scott.
Well, I think Floyd Mayweather is going to do what he always does, and that's going to fight defensively, stay away from getting hit and getting hurt, and he's going to look for counter shots and try and score some points.
Rob.
It's been interesting watching some of the replays of the fights that they both have against common opponents in recent years. And one thing that really stands out about Pacquiao is that he is able to punch from many different angles, and he's pretty fast. So the one thing that could give Mayweather problems is if he can actually get past Mayweather's defense, because he come at different angles that Mayweather's not used to seeing, because usually he's fighting guys who are bigger than him and quite a bit slower. And that won't be the case with Pacquiao.
Now, Rob, you have covered about 150 fights at least, and you've seen these guys in action. I mean, even though we're talking about older fighters, we're talking one is defensive, one is more an offensive fighter. We're talking Mayweather more defensive, we're talking Pacquiao more an offensive fighter. You're predicting who?
Mayweather by decision. I mean, that's kind of his MO, is Mayweather by decision. I mean, the one knockout he's had recently was kind of a cheap knockout. But just because people can't hit him, I think that his defense, a lot of judges don't really score defense as well as they should in boxing, but his defense is so superb that it just stands out as the dominant factor in a lot of his fights.
Scott?
You know, talking about his defense, a lot of people are hyped this up as a mega fight, expecting a lot of action. It's going to be interesting to see if that's the case, or if it's Mayweather just trying to duck punches, which he does fantastically, and that's, as Rob said, that's his MO, and that's what makes him so good.
Finally, any surprises that you think are going to happen? I mean, obviously you both are thinking Mayweather's going to win this fight, but when it's all said and done, there's got to be some surprises from both camps.
Yeah, well, Bob Arum is in Pacquiao's camp, and you never know with a Bob Arum fight how judges are going to decide things.
Yeah, that's definitely the case with Canelo and Mayweather, with being a split decision, and Canelo wasn't in that fight at all.
Okay, bottom line is you believe Mayweather's going to win this fight.
By decision. I think that if he decides to fight the way that he did against Miguel Cotto or against Oscar De La Hoya, where things are a little more engaged, where he's making a fight of it as opposed to just playing defense, it could be interesting on the scorecards.
And don't worry, Rob and Scott are going to be tweeting out the play-by-play of this fight, and guess what? You can tweet them too. We provided their Twitter accounts for you to be able to interact with them. With Between the Lines, I'm Eric Singer, Gazette.com.